Good morning, all. Well, today's project was I was going to head down to a pretty good river that it's up about, I'm guessing 3,500, 4,000 feet. But I ran into a little problem. Okay, it's been raining the last couple days. It's clear and beautiful today here. It's foggy and freezing cold down in the valley. That's why I'm up here. Well, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. But when I got up here, the gates are closed. And you can't blame them because the roads are wet and people have a tendency to be stupid and tear the roads up. Well, from the gate to the river is just too far of a hike. It'd just take me all day to just do the hike. So I thought, well, let's just go find a creek we don't know anything about and just see what we can come up with. So I don't know if there's a creek at the end of this trail. This is an old, I'm assuming this is an old logging road. You can see it hasn't been used in quite a while. The only thing that's been used in this road is deer and bear. But looking at the way the hill's situated, I'm guessing a mile or so up the road. The hill, the road, it's got to go around it, and there's a valley there, so it's got to cross, hopefully, a creek. Whether or not this creek's got any gold, we have no idea. We're in the gold country, so I thought, hey, what the heck? It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm up in the mountains, not down in the fog, so let's go for a hike, see what we can come up with. Well, I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but behind me here, this is the valley that we're heading up into. And then, let's see if I can do this, like right in here, you can see there's a low point, and if there's a creek running through here, it's going to be coming through that low point right there. And this road, this old logging road, is heading in that general direction. Now, looking at the road, it's been quite a few years since anything's gone down this road. Okay, well, let's go for a hike. Thought I'd stop and let you know what's going on. So far, the hike's been pretty uneventful. It's been an easy hike other than the brush is wet from the rain yesterday, so my feet are already wet. We just crossed right here. We just crossed a little gully, and it was dry. So around this corner and on out is quite a ways out yet is the hopefully where there's going to be a running creek. We still don't know if there's a creek there or not, but I'm having a good time. Now, one thing I want to cover real quick, and this is, I don't know if you'd call this safety, because I'm probably the worst guy there is as far as the safety thing goes. I don't have a phone, I don't have a gun, I got a gold pan of the camera. But you gotta pay attention to what's around you so you don't get in trouble. Now, as you're hiking in, you keep an eye on the ground, you keep an eye above. So far, I've seen nothing but signs of deer and bear. I haven't seen any mountain lion tracks, which make me a lot more comfortable. The bear don't bother me at all because they give you a wide berth. And the fact that there's a lot of deer around here kind of reinsures the fact that there's not a lot of mountain lions. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing so much deer sign. So this is just stuff you got to kind of keep in the back of your head. That way you don't walk into a bad situation. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's keep hiking. Well, we just came to our first obstacle. I don't know if you can see behind me or not, but it's just a sea of blackberry vines. Now, I can see around the edge, it almost looks like there's a trail there, and I'm sure it's been maintained by the deer. The only problem is deer can jump a lot higher than I can. So let's see if we can get around this. What do we got to lose? Well, that wasn't too bad. I don't think I lost that much blood getting through there. Okay, well, let's continue on. We've been hiking now for at least an hour, probably an hour and a half. And we're now, I don't know if the camera's showing it or not, but you can see the hillside that this trail has got to cross the gully to get that other hillside. And it looks like it's maybe a quarter of a mile away. So we're getting close. The trail hasn't been too bad. There's been a few spots that been a little bit of a challenge, but all in all, can't complain. It's been pretty much a level walk. So we're gonna head on up through here. I just came across I don't know if you call it a good sign, but it's not a bad sign. What we have here is quartz. So there's an quartz outcropping on this hillside somewhere, and it's heading on down. You know, the quartz doesn't guarantee gold, but quartz carries gold. So everything you can get that improves your odds is a good thing. So I'm kind of happy about the quartz. All right, let's keep moving. We're getting close. This is as far in as I'm hiking, because right down there is the creek. Now on the way in, I'm guessing we've probably hiked, I don't know, mile, 2 miles. It's really hard to tell. The hike hasn't been bad. It's been fairly level, a little bit downhill. Other than the brush being soaking wet, and from the knees down I'm pretty much soaked. But still, it's a day up in the mountains in the sunshine, where down in the valley it's cold and foggy. So what do you say we jump over the edge and see if there's any gold in that creek? Well, we're on the creek, and for a hill that steep, I only fell once. So I'm gonna have to get Pioneer Polly down here to show me how to do it correctly, because come on, only one fall? All right, well, let's check the creek. You can see behind me here, it's a beautiful little creek. Let's go take a look, see what the gravel looks like. Well, I don't know how well this is showing it, but we have some pretty large, heavy, almost volcanic looking rocks, which I really didn't expect down here. Most of the gravel is the native material that I've seen coming in. But there is gravel in here that doesn't look like it's from here, and that's a good sign. Now I don't see any quartz at all, but then I haven't dug any in the gravel any at all yet. So let's find us a likely looking spot, and right there where I got the camera set on, right behind it, looks like a good spot to sample. So let's check that. When I come up on a spot, especially, you know, like a creek like this where I've done no research, the first thing I want to do is find me a spot that's accumulated some gravel that's pea size and larger, to pan out and just get an idea of how heavy the gravel is, if there's any black sand in it, just the looks of the gravel. Now, one of the problems of being down here late in the year, you know, it's late fall now, as you can tell by looking around. Everything's covered with leaves. so it makes it very difficult to see the gravel under all the leaves. So I'm going to pick a spot right here at my foot. Looks pretty good. I'll dig it out and just scoop it off the top, and we'll just get an idea of what the gravel looks like here. Well, I got that first pan done, and to be honest with you, it doesn't look too bad. I don't see any black sand per se, but then again, I'm using a black pan, which isn't too smart when you're out on a river for the first time. Let me show you what I got here. The main thing I wanted to show you was these rocks. I don't know how well that's showing it, but these rocks don't look local to me. And then there is some black sand in there. It is really hard to see. Well, I'm going to find actually I think I just found it. A decent looking spot, because this time of year there's very little sunlight. We don't have but maybe an hour to mess around here before we got to get out of here. So I'm going to jump right down here and do a little scratching and see what we can come up with. Okay, this second pan, I haven't quite finished it yet, but I want to show you what I look for. Now, I don't know how well it's going to come out down here because the light isn't the best, but let me zoom in on this. Okay, this is pretty much what the local bedrock looks like. This is what I'm looking for. Now you can look at this gravel here and see how much different it is from this gravel. This is not local gravel. This gravel, this is hard, shiny gravel. This has come from a different source. That's one of the markers that I look for when I go to a creek that I've never been here before. Now, if there's evidence of mining around, rocks are piled and stuff, it's a different story. You just jump in and start mining because they've been there, so there's gold there. But on a creek like this, where there's no evidence of it ever being mined, you pretty much got to start out at the beginning. So let's finish this pan and see if we got anything. We do have some color in this sand. We got quite a bit of black sand. I'm kind of surprised, but it's really, really small pieces. And with the light down here, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but we'll give it a go. Okay, right here along this edge, I don't know if you can see it with the light or not, but there's some really fine stuff. I don't know. I can barely see this gold, so I don't know whether or not it's showing up on the film or not. But I'm getting the last little bit of sunlight going over the hill. So I'm going to clean this up with the snuffer bottle. Then I'm going to dig a couple more pans. I got one more spot here that looks really good. I'm going to try to get a couple pans out of it. And if I find something really nice, I'll turn the camera back on. But we don't have much time, so the odds are I'm going to see you back at the house. Okay, well, I had to turn the camera back on because I'm on my third pan, and this pan, trust me, this is not spectacular, but this is the most gold I've found here so far. So let me show you this, how well that's showing that, but you can see right along the top edge here, we have a nice little line of gold. Now, grant you, it's really tiny stuff. I'm going to throw this in the snuffer bottle. I'm going to do one more pan out of that spot, and this time I'll see you back at the house because I got to get moving. Well, back at the house, and fooled you. It's the same day. I got to get up really early and go to work tomorrow, so I won't have time tomorrow morning. But I did throw that black sand on the heat and warm it up and dry it out and got her cleaned up. And separating it was kind of tough because that is some small stuff. But luckily, good 3/4 of the sand came off with a magnet, so that made it a lot easier. But I'm not sure if we got enough to weigh, but let's throw it on the scale anyway and see what happens. Let's see how we did. Well, what do you know? We got a weight. 0.09 grams. Well, today was a fun day. Got to explore some country never seen before. Day didn't go like we had planned, but this time of year you gotta expect the lock gates. You know, you can't blame the guys, they're just trying to protect the roads. But it does give us the incentive to get out of the truck and do a little bit of hiking. Now that area we went into, I've never been up in there. So that was all new to me, and it was kind of interesting that we did find gold in that little creek, which makes me want to do a little more research about that area and see if I can come up with some records where they did do some mining around there. And if we can find that, maybe we can head back in there and get to a spot that's got a little more gold. Now I'm hoping, you know, this time of year, we're going to get run out of the hills, you know, because of snow. Now we had rain yesterday, actually we had rain for the last 3 days, and then we're going to have rain, another storm's coming in tomorrow, so I'm not sure what next weekend's going to look like. But I want to get back up into the high country before the snow shuts us out. And I really want to get back up into the hydraulic pit that Jeff and I went into last fall. So we got a lot on the slate. Hopefully we'll get to pull it off. Now, I haven't even started dinner and I'm starving. So I'm going to get to work on that. So you guys have a wonderful day.